Basic Poker Strategy, Part 3. Welcome to Bonesaw Poker. I'm Brad. Time to chat and play. Let's go. We're back at it. We're jumping right in. This is Part 3 of the Poker Basic Strategy series. We 3-bet, so we're going to c-bet. We're going to fold that to a 3-bet. Okay, well, that's not a great card for us, but we're going to barrel again. Goes over the top. Well, we're going to have to let it go. We're going to fold there. King 7. We can call that in the big. He folded there. We have nothing here. So as far as we're concerned, the hand is over. Ace 10 off. That is a playable. We're not calling 3-bet. We're folding here. 3-7 of diamonds. We're going to fold that. All right, so we'll do a quick rundown on the strategy. We're folding that to a 3-bet. Folding there is we RFI our 43 hands from the 43 hand matrix. King 3, we're going to let that go. And I will link the first video in the description if you haven't seen that. And that covers the strategy and the 43 hands and why it is what it is. So we raise first in the 43 hands, and like under the gun, you can go tighter. You can skip the unsuited if you want. And we're going to fold there. And then if somebody's in ahead of us, we're going to 3-bet 10s plus, ace king and ace queen. We're going to fold there. Pocket 8s. We're going to call. And we can call with pockets 5s through 9s if somebody's in ahead of us. Ace 10 or better. Let's not play that one. We can call it. We're out of position. It's not suited, but it is an ace. Let's do it. All right. Pocket 8s. We're going to bet that. We're going to check. We got 2 overs. He's probably got a pocket pair. We're going to let that go. We got ace king here. We're going to 3-bet that in the small blind. So we can call ace 10, king jack, queen jack plus, and our suited connectors 10, jack 10, 10 9. All right, we're going to raise this up. If he 3-bets us, we're going to call it. Fold there. Fold there. I'm going to fold that. Our 6-5 is going to get folded. Okay, 3-4. I'm going to let that go. And then on the flop, if we have pair plus, flush draw, straight draw, ace high, king high, we can continue. Whether that's c-betting, whether that's calling a c-bet, or whether that's going over the top. Pocket 9s. We're going to raise that up. Now, right now, we're not calling pocket pairs to set mine. We can overcall there. Queen, jack of diamonds. Okay, so we flop the open ender, so we're definitely going to continue. With a king up there in position, there's no money in this pot, so we're going to do that. We're going to let that go for 12 bigs. We'll fold there. Fold that. That was not a good card for us. I don't see any reason. Because what was he calling with? Was he just playing in flow with a king? Okay, so we have the straight. So 5 bigs. Do we just call it off and play it safe? I guess so. Even though I don't think he's got the boat. We should go over top, but we're just going to call it off. Yep, yeah, the king. Yep, we called it right. Probably should have went over the top on that. Leave that one in the comments. That might have been just a little too passive there. Money burner. Money burner is a playable, but not if somebody's in ahead of us. So, well, for one, I guess we got to adjust on the fly. We don't cold call 3-bets. We go over the top or fold. Could argue that maybe you could 4-bet that, but I don't know. We just got here. Not sure how he's playing. If he's pretty snug, that's a big hand. Okay, so we have a king high, so we can c-bet this. So we'll c-bet it, and we're going to fold to aggression. That's anticipation. I will leave a link to that video. That's a pretty interesting concept. I don't think a lot of people talk about. I'll leave a link in there for that one. Leave myself a note here. So anticipation. Okay, 4-6. We're going to fold that. 2-6. We're going to let that go. And then on the turn to continue, we still need a pair plus, flush draw, straight draw. We're not barreling with the ace high, king high. And pretty much the same on the river. So somebody's in ahead of us, so we're going to let this go. And I like suited aces, but with this strategy where we're simplifying, we're not adding that back in just yet. That will be something that we'll add in on button and cutoff, is overcalling with the suited ace. But for right now, we're just going to stick with the real basic strategy before we start adding to it. King, queen. We can overcall or raise first in. We're not calling a 3-bet. We're going to check fold there. Ace, king. We're going to 3-bet this or raise first in. We have position. We're not in the blind, so we're not going to raise too crazy high. If he goes over the top, we'll call it. Jack 9, we're going to let that go. So he's saying he's got a big hand. He wants... Well, we're just going to have to call it and see what happens. Well, we're never folding. So if he wants to put it in, if he's got aces, he's getting paid. So instead of calling off, we're going to raise. We're going to put it back on him. Well, it is what it is. He's got the same hand. Okay. Yeah, we just can't fold that. And on that, if you get into discussion of pot odds, etc., a lot of times it's better to go over top. That way you have fold equity. Now, was he ever folding in that situation, even with other hands? Probably not. He's probably pretty much feeling pot committed. So our fold equity might not have existed in that situation. But in other situations, it does. So oftentimes, instead of calling a bet, you're better off. I shouldn't say oftentimes. Sometimes you're better off going over the top. Yeah, he's getting pretty aggro, but he's on our right, so we'll see what happens. And he might just be running into some good cards. Because when they bet, they're setting a price for you. And if you go over the top, now you just did the reverse Uno card and set a price for them. And you have fold equity. There's a good reason to get aggressive post-flop. And part of the strategy is, all right, we're not calling that. We're out of position, and this isn't one of our hands. And really, ace-jack offsuit is got problems. Is got problems? Does have problems. All right, well, keep my timer going here. King 2, we're going to let that go. Queen 6, fold there. 9, 2 of clubs. And like I said in the previous videos, this is a starting out strategy. This isn't now and forever amen. It's to start out, and then once you get comfortable with this, to add in a new concept. Get comfortable with that new concept. We're going to fold our king 2 offsuit. We're going to fold. No, we're not. We got ace queen. We're going to raise first in. We can call a 3-bet or go over the top. If he 3-bets, well, either way, we're going to see a flop. Yeah, it's 3-bet central tonight. All right, so we're losing to every pocket pair in ace king. As far as I'm concerned, that hand is pretty much done. We don't have a spade. He's going to 3-bet. He's going to c-bet. We're going to fold. Let's just go. Let's skip it. We can call there. We do have king high. We can continue. We will for that price. Ace 10. We're going to raise first in. For that price, we can go one more. Fold. All right, we whiff. We can't beat ace high. We're going to c-bet that. He went over the top. We're done. Fold there. And once they want to start piling chips in, generally speaking, it's 2 pair plus. And that goes to, I discussed that in the Just Pay series. I'll put that one down there as well. Just Pay. And that discusses just paying or just folding. I think it's a pretty interesting topic to cover. We didn't want to play this hand. We're in the big. Who cares? Oh, except for now we got, well, but the flush got there. We'll see. We got nothing. We're going to let that go. We're going to fold there. King, queen. We're going to call this in the big. King, queen off. 4-10. We're going to let that go. We're going to call there. We can't beat top pair. We can't beat an ace. We can't beat a 9. We have no straights going. We got no flushes going. This hand is over. Yeah, I got zero interest in this. 9-2. We're going to let that go. So, king 8. That's a fold. So, like I was saying, is that this is a base strategy. And we start adding different concepts in later. So then the next concept would be whatever you want. I would probably lean towards something with the button since you're in position. Either adding more hands in on the button or 3-betting more from the button. Then maybe, you could do the set mining. But set mine cheap, because if your 100 big's effective and, okay, we got ace queen here on the button. We are going to 3-bet this. You could, because we're on the button, you could just call. But ace queen, I think, is really a 3-bet or fold hand, to be honest with you, because it needs some help. It's not suited. It's behind ace king. It's behind all the pairs. That way, if they go over top of you, you know you're beat. All right, this guy's a weirdo. Keeps doing the one big. Now, if he wasn't continually doing the one big, I would be suspicious of the, like when you get the under the gun limp from a person that's not just limping regularly like he is, then it's aces or ace king suited, maybe kings. King 5, we're going to fold that. 8-9, we're going to let that go. Queen 10, we're going to check fold that. So, okay, check over here. And to start adding in different places. Okay, so for set mining. So really, you need at least 10 to 1, if not 15 to 1, to profitably set mine. which means that if you're playing 100 big blinds effective, which is pretty typical online, most people top off. Okay, so we got 2 pair in a multi-way pot, but we're going to play in flow, and this is a really wet board. And if I ever do a video on flop textures, okay, now we're going to have to put money in. But we got to be careful on really wet boards like this. I understand we got 2 pair, but there's a lot drawing, and so we got to dodge a 10, a queen. What did I just say? Yep. So we're going to check. We'll call a half pot bet or less. It's a 3/4 pot bet. Really, I should be folding, but let's try it. Yep, better 2 pair. Yep, what I say. And that goes back to that just fold, just pay. And you could say I let him get there, but maybe. All right, well, we're down on every table. The first 2 times we did this, we did really well. Now we're just kind of pretty mediocre. Because once they want to put chips in, they can beat top pair, but we had 2 pairs. So aces, we're going to raise, re-raise with this. We're never letting that go. We do have a pair and a draw. We were not the aggressor, so we're going to call it. It's a pretty mediocre flop. 6s. In the small blind, we only play the 3 better fold. Aces held. Okay, we don't have a spade. It's not a great card for us. Let's check that. Fold there. Jack 10. We're going to let that go. Well, we can't beat the flush. We can't beat, really, just stop pumping money into it. And that's one of the things with this strategy is to stop pumping money into pots that you're not going to win. It's to plug that leak of overcalling post flop, where it's, well, I'll just see it for this. I'll just see it for that. I'll just see it for that. So, we're down about $1.50. Not a big deal. And we still got about 12 minutes left. Maybe we got time to pick up pot. Okay, so when set mining, so if everybody's got 100 bigs and they 3-bet to 10 bigs, well, you're only getting 10-1 on your money. That's the bare minimum. Really, I'm saying is to call, really shouldn't be calling much more than 8. Because if you do the math on set mining, you're only going to flop a set 1 in 8 times. Okay, queens, we're going to 3-bet this. And we're going to 3-bet big out of the blinds. Fold there. And if somebody wants to go, we're just going to have to go. Okay. So if you're only going to hit your set 12% of the time, you need the math to be on your side to play it. And just because you hit your set doesn't mean you're going to win either. So you can't overpay to set mine. It's just not profitable in the long run. King Jack under the gun, unsuited. I'm going to let that go. Like I say, that is in the matrix, but up to your discretion. You can always play tighter, but not looser. We do have king high. We're not the aggressor. We're out of position. Multi-way pot. We're going to check it. We're going to fold there. 7 bigs. I'm not playing a pot bet for that. Again, we're not being laid the right price. And you might say, oh, this seems too passive. I don't think it is. I think it's just keeping yourself out of trouble. We want to wait until it's in our favor. When we're in position, when we have the outs, when we have the hands, we want to put money in when it's to our favor. Well, you're playing too passively. It's like, no, you're just pumping money into a hand that you're losing. We can call this. All right, so we got about 10 minutes left. Okay, we got top pair, excellent kicker. I'm not overcalling that bigger bet. So we are going to check raise this because we can continue, and I think that's a good continue to check raise with. We do have top pair, good kicker. I understand as a wet board, there's 2 face cards up there, 2 broadways, 2 spades. So he wanted to continue, so that was a terrible card for us. So we're going to bet fold. If he wants to continue, this is our last money in pot, really. If he goes over the top, we're done. Okay. 310, we're going to fold there. And the reason I bet that with the plan to fold is you have to have some bet folds. You got to have checkbacks, a variety of hands where we want to continue and put the pressure on him. We don't want him to take that freebie. If he has a spade, make him pay for it. And if he does have the flush, he's going to let us know. He's going to at least call, probably go over top, and we can let go now instead of making a bad call on the river for a chunk. The earlier in the hand that you make the decision, the cheaper it is. Queen 9. Okay. 4, 5. And I think this, kings. So we're going to 3-bet this, 4-bet it, get it in, whatever. We're never folding this pre, not for 100 bigs. That stinks. Oh, well. It is what it is. Here's a good hand to play in the big blind. Queen, Jack suited. We're going to call. We're going to fold over here. Wow. So really, we need running spades or a 10. As far as I'm concerned, this hand is done. We're done. Well, 1 big. Okay. Well, a little hard to be done for 1 big. Well, our 10 didn't get there. Our flush draw is toast. If he wants to bet 1 big, I'm going to let him have it for 1 big. You can have all 6.6 for 1 big. Fold there. Because now that our flush draw is done, all yours. Again, we're trying to put money in to our advantage, not just passively call. I mean, we're going to have calls, don't get me wrong, but we need to pull the plug earlier when it's time to pull the plug and move along. Let's wait we're playing 4 tables online. Why get money in bad on 1 table when we can wait and get it in good? And that goes back to how everybody's just nut peddling online. And I talk about it to death in a lot of my videos. This guy keeps going 5.5. We have suited Broadway. Usually when they do this, I probably find another table or do something different, but let's call it. We're not going to continue. Yep. 10-8, we're going to fold there. Because remember what we need to continue. Pair plus, flush draw, straight draw, ace high, king high. We didn't have any of that. And that's to keep us out of trouble. And sound like a broken record, but not to keep sticking money into a hand we're probably losing. Hoping to hit something. Ace queen. Going to raise that up. We're going to fold 6-4 offsuit. Jack 2 hearts. We're going to fold that. King Jack. We're going to raise that up. We can't call a 3-bet under this, especially from him. 3s. We're going to let the baby pairs go. Okay, we got king high, and I like to bet paired boards. Now, if he goes over the top, we're done. That's the last money in pot. If he calls, we got to be careful. Okay. Jack 8, we're going to fold that in the small blind. And one thing the strategy will do is get you to stop overplaying in the small blind. You're out of position. You're permanently out of position post-flop. And playing too many hands in the small blind is a big leak. You're in the worst spot in the world. And if you do it with a mediocre hand, I just don't know how you can play that profitably in the long run. 2-3 diamonds, we're folding that. 6-5 offsuit, we're folding that. King 4. With this strategy, that is a fold. On a regular strategy, when you're adding more hands in, that would be a call. King 10, money burner. We don't play money burner in the small blind. We're going to fold there. 6-3 diamonds on the button. That's a fold. King Jack of hearts. This will be, we're going to fold to a 3-bet because it's not part of our 3-bet hands. King Jack has issues. Queen 9. You flop the king, you got an okay kicker. You flop the jack, you got a decent kicker. But everybody's playing the upper left of the matrix, all the broadways. So when you flop broadways, you got to be careful. It's almost a C-bet and then play defense from there, because that turn card is going to be crucial. This is a playable if nobody's in ahead of us. Now, when we open up our game later, this would be a call, because we like to see flops with suited ace because you can make the nuts. 7-10, we're going to fold that. 9-3, we're going to fold that. Queen 10, never been a fan of that offsuit. It's not in our strategy. I'm not even a big fan of adding that back in. It's, again, you catch 2 pair, you're right in with everybody else's straight. Worst 2 pair. You need the other person to fold. If they're staying in the hand, you're going to need a real favorable run out. 7-5 of spades. Now when we open up our game later on, this would be a call. Right now it's a fold. Three 9. We're gonna let that go. 10-4. Well, this is slightly down session. Like I say, our first 2 were really good. First one was really good. Second one was good. This one, kind of a blah. Just kind of call folding a bit, and that's going to happen because we're saving our chips for when we're in a good spot. 3-9, that's a fold. We didn't want to play this hand, so we're just going to check fold that. Anytime he wants it, he can just bet and have it. 10 Jack, let that go. 4-5, let that go. Ace 5 of diamonds and small blind. I know GTO, that's your 4-bet bluff. We're going to raise, re-raise, and all that nonsense with Ace 5 of diamonds. I'm not doing it. You can make the GTO play and use that for your 4-bet bluff. I'm not. Not on this. Because if they continue with you in a 4-bet pot, if you catch the ace, good luck. And if you don't catch the ace, I mean, are you going to just barrel it off and just bluff the whole hand and just bluff off a stack with Ace 5 suited? I don't know. To me, it's a hard hand to win with in a 4-bet pot because people are pot committed. The big pocket pairs, they just aren't going anywhere. They're priced in to stay. They're just going to call you down. And if they have ace, king, ace, queen, you're dead. 10-6, we're going to let that go. All right, our time is coming to an end. So, yeah, not a good day. But that's all right. Down a couple bucks. Not the end of the world. Remember to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Now, on this one, because I was down a little bit, probably get people complaining in the comments, and that's fine. Leave your opinions are welcome, whether I agree with them or disagree with them. And I have an open mind, so If you got something good to say it, and who knows? I have a good discussion. Okay, that's my timer. All right, we're going to call it there. Thank you. That was 30 minutes of poker. I'm Brad for Bonesaw Poker. Thanks for watching. And remember, everything you want is on the other side of fear.